We've done a lot of sessions, you and I, and there's been some benefit to them. Um, the reason that we keep doing them is because we hope that there's going to be continued benefit and even more effective, qualitatively and quantitatively. And so to make the sessions effective, we attack it from every possible way, from everywhere we can be limited consciously, you know, every way that we might have tried to condemn ourselves or judge ourselves or create situations where we have opposition, and so we're kind of trapped in a game as our identity instead of something more natural. Where our identity is constant through lifetime to lifetime, expression to expression, where we have an accumulated experience of eons in each moment. That's what realization would be. So we want to realize the eternal within the temporal. We want to have the wholeness and the completion within the transitional expression of our life. So, and it's what we were told to do, it's just something that's not done. So we wonder if we're going to create opposition for ourselves if we do. No. We wonder if it's off purpose somehow if we do, that it'll cause us to be less successful. Will it cause us to live a life that we otherwise wouldn't be proud of, or that we wouldn't consider to have been worth our time to do that? And that's what we have now, you and I, you more than I, and that is a lack of what seems at the beginning of life to be an infinitely long experience. And now that we're approaching the end, oh my God, I didn't do anything. Now what do I do? What kind of shift do I need to make in order to have my life be, it'd sound pretentious to say magnificent, but why aren't you allowed to ask that for yourself? A magnificently well-lived life. And why wouldn't you want everybody you know and everybody you meet to be living life magnificently themselves? What would it be like to be connected with people like that as you're experiencing that as yourself? A transformational shift of reality where everybody just reassumes their mastery of life instead of pretending to be at effect. So at this level we have a certain attitude about ourselves that's highly critical. And rightly so. You don't want to be this, but you're this. Well, tough. You're the one holding on to it. You're the cause of your effect. Okay, that sounds like another painting for you. You're the cause of your effect. You feel the freedom that you can begin to have when you realize that that's true? Oh, you mean I'm really not fighting all those other people? No, just yourself. Only yourself. Only the idea of yourself. Only from a point of view where you lost yourself and got confused and then decided you had to defend that position as being right. If one could change that decision, The demand to be right in your wrongness. The demand for your identity to be imposed as real and true on someone else. Come on, man, that's not nice. It's not nice for me to pretend to be who I pretend to be and then tell somebody else, this is me. This is what you have to deal with. I'm going to be at this predictable level of consciousness, and I'm going to misbehave myself in all of these infinitely variable ways. And somehow hope it all works out anyway. I'm not sure I want to be that guy anymore. In fact, I know I don't. David is dead. Long live David. And Richard the Lionhearted is dead. Now he's just a fuzzy little lamb of God. Gives you a different perspective on it, doesn't it? When the most omniscient and omnipotent thing can be something so absolutely vulnerable, so incapable of harming another. That is the image of the infinite and the absolute. We have to try it on, man. We don't have a choice. We have to go the way of the Lamb. We have to be here beautifully, joyfully, prancing through life. And if a lion or a coyote or something runs and bites our heads off, well, you know, at least we danced life until we were dead. So, focusing on our protection and spending the rest of your life figuring out how to protect yourself so completely that now you can begin living, and oops, you woke up this morning and guess what you found out? You were dead. You woke up finally having completed your preparations for life. And in that morning when you woke up to take action, there's your damn body dead on the ground. Don't do that. Let's find out if you can even hear the tune. Can we even hear the tune? You know, it's hard to dance really effectively unless you can hear the music and predict the beat and somehow be doing something similar to something else in the reality. So there's a yin and a yang, a give and a take, a mutual, an opposite movement that where you go, oh, okay, someone's paying attention. Someone's paying attention to me. These messages have to stop. Goodbye. Okay. You know, if you're going to come to some sort of resolution of your life where you're happy with the result, and you know, it's got to be now. The answer has to be now. You already lived how many months of your life already? About 1,000. 1,000 months, man. 1,000 months of time And you've yet to allow the sublime to embrace you and to enfold you and to inspire you and to open you and to flow through you so that your time is a sublime one.
$888 months. If I'm counting just this lifetime.
Infinite, infinite, infinite
Eight.
wholeness and completion.
That's pretty amazing that you caught that. 888.
So, okay, so now let's utilize that. Okay, you ready?
Sure.
You might not ever get to be 999, which would be another cool number. You're 888 right now, and that's turned on its side is 3 infinities, if one isn't enough.
999 is 83 years old. I can make that.
Okay. Well, why don't you make it to there from somewhere other than here by being so completely here that there is no other like you, that inspires reality as well as you do, that shifts the frequency of everything around you, because it's so irresistible to go into a harmonic resonance with you, because it's an awakening experience for the other. Now I know that's asking more than anybody is demonstrating that they have. But haven't you asked for everything for yourself your whole life? So take it. Let yourself be the one that gets it, that understands, that transcends, that transforms, that actualizes, that realizes, that makes real in his experience of himself the wholeness of his infinite nature. Yeah. See, you finally were even able to. You looked at it for a second. You took a glance. You said, "What?" And that was a glance of freedom, man. Keep looking. Keep looking at that. That wholeness of yourself that moves through eternity in mastery. Just said, whoops, what happened here? Did I forget myself a little? Become a story? Become an identity? Become a frequency of collective human consciousness? Yes, I did. Well, it's the in thing to do, but if you want to get out of here, it's not. And by out of here, I mean in here completely. In a whole, beginning and end level of mastery. Yeah, like that, exactly. So, feel how that shifts you now. Your willingness to look at that. Made things get better for both of us. That's what happens when you start choosing well for yourself. Reality gets better around you because it created a circumstance where it was okay for the other person to choose better for themselves at the same time you were experiencing a better version of yourself. You know, how implausible, but how perfectly, exactly the way that it would be if it were something you could experience. Yeah, to be exactly like that, and it is exactly like that. How much more do you want to hold on to a primary beingness that has no idea what I'm talking about? Let's open up from there. And let yourself know the truth of yourself. Not just in a bad way, but in all the ways that you are. And when you open to everything that you are, you're free. Actualized. And a wonder to be and to behold. So go ahead. Let your grip relax. And let yourself lose hold of trying to control things so much. You have no idea who you are. I do appreciate the fact that not only do you let me say these things to you, you actually sought me out and came to see me. Wouldn't have happened otherwise. And this is good for me. It's a blessing when you're willing to let me talk like this. Because it continues to facilitate my own opening, my own expansion, my own understanding, and my own greater freedom. And I know that's a scary thing to allow somebody their freedom. Because everybody chooses so badly for themselves. But they have to experience the results of their bad behaviors. You can't protect anybody. Everybody sows and then receives the results. Now that doesn't have to mean eternal condemnation. It can mean that, I get it, I understand. It's all real to me now. And my realization allowed me to awaken within my limitation, and it's transforming as a result of the light of my consciousness staying eternal as I'm experiencing the temporal. It's pretty simple. You just let it happen once you conceptualize and realize the experience of what's going on. You just keep letting it open and further and expand and deepen. Become more and more real within you. See, a pure heart cures everything, Richard. Mine is so solid and pained and shut down, but you know what? That's not going to prevent it from being pure. Just because I've never felt it open doesn't mean that it'll open wider than anyone ever dreamed were possible. And that goes double for you. So we're just maintaining our consciousness on a higher level as we're taking responsibility for the body's experiences and the pain and suffering that it's in. We're experiencing it open and allowing and conscious. Because of that openness and the allowing and the consciousness that we're maintaining, then our body becomes like a furnace of transformational shifts. And we're just there watching and willingly letting it happen. So for yourself, be willing to watch and experience what it is for transformation to happen to someone. Continuous creation, a continuous destruction, the destruction of the old and the unable to the new and able. Things only get destroyed when they're no longer useful. Mostly. In a natural progression. But what about renewal? What about a remanufactured item that wasn't quite right, but now it's all right again? What can happen to a body when there's a profound awakening of the consciousness that's experiencing it? It's got to be something good. It's got to be good for you, better than any vitamin. Better than any therapy. Better than anything you can put in your mouth or put in your mind. The experience of being real, being really you. The experience of really being you. I'd say good choice if you can make it. Can you leave and look at it? Can you give it a glance? Can you say, I wish I could say yes, but I can't? I'll say no forever, but I got a little wish that I could say maybe. Maybe I'd like to think about the possibility of saying yes. Be nice if yes could happen to me. Can't ask for it, can't even stay conscious when I look at what yes could be for me. But what could yes be for me? What could yes be for me? You know, to open and stay open, to be conscious and to stay conscious. And thereby begin to experience reality infinitely and intimately. Intimate in an infinite way. So we have to take and say, where is my freedom here and now? Where's my freedom here and now? Where is my freedom here and now? Where's my freedom supported? Where's my freedom celebrated? Where's my freedom requested? Where's my freedom demanded by others? Who demands that I be free and is put out when I reject my own freedom? Or maybe even better than that, who is so free that they don't get put out because somebody else is still acting silly? They made their own choice. They have their own freedom. They enjoy their own beautiful presence, but, it doesn't take pleasure or pain in other people moving through their journey of opening and awakening again. It doesn't matter. You're doing you're going to do what you do And when you're back, then it'll be a cause for celebration. But the journey, we don't want to stick you where you are on the journey by admiring it or rejecting it. So do what you're going to do. Well, when you're back, we'll have a chat. But right now, you're boring. You know, allow for your transformation, and then you can come back and contribute. You won't know what to do right before then anyway, so quit trying. Your first responsibility is to your own awakening. And you don't have to plan 10 or 20 or 30 years for that to occur. You just let it happen now. I know that sounds incredibly naive, but do it anyway. Just because nobody else could do it before you doesn't mean it's got a chance to occur in you. Not just a chance, it's actually real. And the only thing that matters is whether you're done being a pretense anymore and would prefer reality instead. It's a big question. And the answer always has to be no in the beginning, because you just ask for the universe to be shredded apart, and the order returning to chaos. Now, we try to order reality here to make it predictable and to make it life-supporting. But life and reality being life-supporting is better supported by everybody waking up first, so that they always do the right thing all the time, for themselves and for the others. So that everybody begins to do well. We have to love it when everybody does well. It's not that we're communists, it's just that we're united as one. One love, one life, one infinite freedom, not just from above, but within the now of ourselves. Within the now of ourselves, that's where the magic happens. It's where it has to happen. It's where it needs to happen. And where it will happen as soon as you let it. As soon as you relax about holding on too tightly to make things continue to be the way that they are. Yeah. You don't need to do that anymore. It's no longer the right choice for you. It's not the right choice for any of us. We've done that too long already. We've injured ourselves. We've become almost irretrievably dense. Eternally dense, it seems like it's something that cannot ever and will not ever change. So can you just look at that and say, I don't think it needs to be that way anymore. Well, why not try it? Try noticing that reality doesn't need to be the way that it is anymore. You don't have to fight it or resist it to get it to change. All you have to do is look at it. Look at what you're experiencing in life and begin to love it. Begin to be grateful for your experience. Begin to be grateful for the fact that you're conscious and aware at the same time that you're alive as you. You thought they were mutually impossible experiences. They're not. You can wake up as the truth of you. Matter of fact, it won't really be you being awakened unless it is the truth of you. And that is, as I've said 100 times, the truth that does set you free. Not that I would know, but I do anyway. What do you do when you have the opportunity for greatness and never even try to grasp it? What do you do when you realize that paradise was lost within you? That the divine you was the plan. That somehow you failed to execute it. Not somebody else, but you. You said no. When everyone was pulling for you to say yes, but you. Each one is the free cause of self. You can't cheer another one into making the right choice. Maybe you can a little, but you want to feel the solidity and then let go of it. So it's like riding a wave. You're connected to the earth and the sky through the water. It's in a flow that is just a beautiful thing to experience, not just visually, but as yourself in a balanced movement with nature. How does your body move if it moves in balance with nature? That's taken a lot of shifts for me in order to further consider that question. Like I was saying before, we tend to have a very tough attitude towards ourselves. Very condescending. and a little bit mean-spirited. One where we look at ourselves and we say, how stupid, what a fool. How stupid, what a fool. Then we say, you got to do this instead. You have to do this. And you push yourself around. Push your body around. You push your mind around. Say, it's got to be like this, dummy. You gotta stop doing what it is that you're doing. I don't get it. I don't understand. You have to do it better. Well, who's that saying that? It's not you. Where's that really coming from? It's not you. But it's internalized, that's for sure. And it's expressing itself pretending to be you. But you can look at it and see that it's not you. And then you can let go of it. It's not you. You don't need to hold on to that. That was just something pretending to be you. You're better off free of it than something that's coming to you as a lie. Hey, I'm you. I'm a part of you. Don't throw me away. Huh. Well, that's beginning to feel a little better. But I keep wondering all these things that begin to move within me and take motion and stuff, but seem to be all seized up again the next time I do this. When's it actually going to be a foundational shift? Where I'm truly changed. Well, I had to take a look around universally, everywhere around me in this room at the very least, to see where that was going to come from. Because I didn't know where the answer was going to come from, so I had to expand out in every direction in order to catch it. And what I found is how severely limited I had caused myself to be. Okay, so I'm beginning to breathe freer now. Hope you are too. Well, I guess we're close to being finished up here. It's been 41 minutes is all. But I'll take a few words to wrap this up then. ask, open, receive, and allow your receipt to change your experience of who you are, to allow that to be a transformational shift of destroying what was less than the gift that you opened to receive so that you could receive the gift. So let the diseased go and allow it to be replaced by something new and healthy. Hey, there's an opening and clarity now. Just notice it. And allow it to continue to deepen. Any questions? Okay, just let it keep deepening then, and I'll say good night to the camera. And I hope it helps someone else. Yep. There we go.
You done? You're done, you said?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I only spoken a minute of the last 8 minutes or so, so who wants to sit through all that silence unless it's somebody allowing things to shift for themselves, so.
So, was that because of me?
No. No, it's because of me.
Yeah, you are.
Because of what I let or don't let occur in me. But I did experience more and more and more, so which was my intention.
Well, that's good, David. So,